Hi, I'm March.
Flynn.
Kellock.
Oma.
Shreya.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, you all had delved deep within a tomb in a graveyard, a mysterious graveyard, to find a pack of goblins who were raiding this tomb. After a little bit of investigation with some sort of red crystal that seemed to be teleporting place to place, you guys came to this final burial chamber where there was a goblin that had turned into this monstrous form, this werewolf of red and orange fur. After a bit of battle and a bit of a scuffle, Flynn was able to take the crown that seemed to be controlling this transformation off of the werewolf's head, and it turned back into a shivering goblin on the ground. You guys had investigated the tomb a little bit further and were able to finally figure out the puzzle of this red gem that was teleporting place to place. And after Shry was able to grab it, you guys matched it up within this bracer that it sort of magnetically connected to. You guys looked around. There seemed to be nothing else within this tomb. So you put the crown back in its place within the main sarcophagus. By putting the crown back in this little inset circle within the sarcophagus, all of the shadows from the forest around seemed to recede like water flowing backwards into this tomb. And you guys looked around and the darkness seemed to be gone. The lights around you seemed to burst back into life as they weren't being held back by these shadows. You guys left the tomb and walked back to Shry's commune, where you guys were greeted as heroes. You guys celebrated a little bit, got a good meal in, and were able to get a good night's rest. And with that, you guys woke up in the morning, the sun shining on your faces. Looking out, you can see the gentle glow of the trees, now a little bit harder to spot as everything else is bathed in sunlight as well. You guys grabbed your stuff, and you guys headed out into the Shadow Timberland. So, as you guys are leaving the commune, how would you guys like to go about your travel back to Addersfeld?
I would like to head up the rear, as I usually feel inclined to do. Sort of just constantly keeping an eye out on either side, as well as sort of towards our back as everything sort of fades away behind us.
Okay.
I think I'll, as we walk to the boat, I'll just kind of take it in, looking around, seeing how different things are from when we started walking in here from the boat. And it's kind of like the contrast of how it was getting to the town and how it is now leaving, and just seeing the difference of, I'm assuming, the life of the forest that's now around us and the light that I can see. And it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I really did succeed.
And Flynn, as you look around, you can hear birds chirping. You can see off in the distance a deer scatters across the path in front of you. It seems like the wildlife is also coming out to say hello to the sun.
Flynn I just smile. I'm just really feeling it. Yeah.
Hey, Flynn.
Yeah.
You have a map, right? Of this area? Or no?
Yeah.
Can I take a look there?
Of course. Sure. And I'll go into my bag and I'll pull out the map and hand it over.
And, DM, what, is this area labeled as?
So this area is labeled as the Shadow Timberland. You look on the map and you can see You distinctly know where Cold Crest Outpost was, so you can pick that out right on a map. And you sort of trace your finger along the river that you guys had taken north into the forest itself. And you can sort of place yourself in the forest where you are. You can see Addersfeld just south of you.
And I'll just, giving Flynn a sort of wry look, pull a little charcoal from my bag and just cover the word shadow. Just out with a little bit of charcoal and hand him the map back.
Yeah, I give a nod and a little smirk as I do. Kellic, do you see that deer? I feel like I didn't see any deer on our way in here.
I mean, it's not like we destroyed all the spiders. I don't know how the ecosystem of this place works. But
Yeah.
I wish the beast well.
Good luck.
I'll be in front of March, and I look back every so often as we first left the elven, community, and I'll look back as I'm walking away, and then I'll look forward. I'll look down at my feet, and then I'll look up and keep walking, and I'll shout up to Flynn as he and Kellic are talking. Hey, Flynn?
Yeah?
Are you from Addersfeld?
No, that's kind of just where the Iron Light is. It's where I did my training.
Oh. Well, what's it like?
It's big.
It's big?
Yeah.
Like how big?
Huge, Alma.
It's huge!
Yeah.
You've hit the big time, Alma.
The big city.
Where are you from, Alma?
I'm from around, around and about.
I sort of look sideways at Flynn.
What does it really mean to be from somewhere, right?
It's pretty literal. Trya, you cocked your head?
And hearing the mention of the largeness of the city, Shrya just shudders a little bit, each talon fall into the earth, looking around and saying,
"The size of the city. I hope you all will have my back."
I think I speak for everyone when I say that none of us are especially comfortable in crowds.
I love it.
Oh, well, when I say everyone, obviously, I don't mean Flynn.
All the people, all the smells, all the sounds. It's great. But yeah, we got your back.
Of course, Raya.
If it's required that I go inside the gates, I will, but perhaps I could remain on the outskirts.
Maybe it's worth identifying exactly what we're after with getting to Addersfeld. We need to report to your little troop, as it were, Flynn. And
Yeah, I need to kind of go in with Shrya. And I try, if you can, I could really use you to help kind of turn in, the mission, prove that it was a success, and just, not everyone has to go. Actually, it would be better if it's just me and Shrya. Just go in and turn in the mission, and then, we can meet up afterwards. And then Shrya, you can hang out outside if you want. Or we can find the fisherman. Or you could do that while we go inside. I don't know.
You're right. Yes, I want you to get all the accolades you deserve, Flynn. And if that means me accompanying you and telling you how wonderful you and we all did, then I suppose that's what I'll do.
And then the only other objective I have is just to figure out this writing we found in that crypt. I need answers.
Oh, right, I have that too. And I'll pull up the shaving or whatever, the thing I shaved. Did I do that?
Yeah,
Yes.
you've got a little etching in your bag.
I pulled it out. Oh, here you go. You can have this too, and I'll like pile it on top of the map that he's holding, and just poof.
Perfect. And DM, do I know from my time in Addersfeld, like, where the best place with my given circumstances that I could go to get this writing identified, for lack of a better word, translated?
Yeah, so let's see. So within the city, you do know a couple of places that would be able to do this. With your background, you would most likely think of either something, if it's like has religious connotations to it, something within sort of the temple district. Might be able to read some of the religious symbology within it. But then you also know a couple of magic shops that deal in, like arcane runes and things of that nature. And that's sort of more in the upper levels of the city.
Mm-hmm. And I'll just pull Alma aside and say, I may need you to, do the talking when it comes to understanding this text.
Oh, right. Right. Do you think they won't understand you?
I think they have trouble understanding me. But not in my words as much as my meaning, I guess.
Oh, well, sure, I can ask. I mean, I could just go up to everyone and say, hey, do you speak Abyssal, right?
You don't have to go up to everyone. I think it's probably easiest if we go to the Temple District. But, I don't wish to be seen there.
In the Temple District. Why?
Ex-girlfriends.
Oh, right. Yeah, I have a few of those too, so I totally get it. Totally understand.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
I don't really understand. What?
It's as simple as that, Alma. I just, I'd like to hang back, and maybe you could just, people there will likely be interested, especially if you give them the context of, it was discovered by archaeologists in a crypt in the Shadow Timberlands.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Right. Found in a crypt in the Shadow Timberlands, and there was a big giant wolf, and we killed it. Yeah. And do you speak Abyssal? Yeah, what's the Temple District look like? Are you going to take me there?
Yes, I'll be right with you up until the moment I need you to speak.
Okay, and... Right. Is it called the Temple District because there's a lot of temples?
Sound reasoning.
To the old gods. To the new gods?
The old ones.
Okay.
Isn't
One
that right,
day you're
Shreya?
going to have to explain this to me because I don't understand.
Well, once we get on the boat, maybe I can give you a quick rundown.
Do you think the boat's still there?
Oh gosh, I hadn't considered. Hope so.
DM, how far are we from the boat at this point, walking wise?
At this point, you guys are just a couple minutes away. You guys are quickly approaching the shoreline of the river.
I look over to Kellic and I say,
I can go ahead and see if we have any issues with our boat or check to see if it's still there.
If you feel comfortable doing that, Shreya, be my guest.
Do you want me to come with you?
I thought you'd never ask.
I hold my hands out, and like the eagle form that I do, the T pose. I'm ready. Let's do it.
So then Flynn and I are going to take off and do a quick look-see around the area where we hope the boat is.
All right. You go up into the air, and I'm going to have you make a perception check for me. Both of you guys can make that if you want.
Sure.
It's a 14 for me.
Okay.
And for me, perception is a 12.
12. Okay. So you guys can both actually see the boat as you guys sort of crest over the tree line. You can see that the water level from the river seems to have risen a little bit. It possibly was receding from the shadows, but it's risen back to what seems like a normal height. But unfortunately, this has also taken the boat with it. It hasn't completely swept the boat away, but you can see the boat is a couple hundred feet downriver, still beached, but it seems like the river's just slowly moving it down.
There it is. You see it?
Yes. We may have to correct our course.
So as you guys head back down to the rest of the group, it's not too much of a hike. You guys sort of have to go through and weave through some of the trees, but eventually you guys get back to the boat. And you guys board, and you can see at this point, when you guys got here, the river was inverted. It was going opposite the direction that it normally was, and immediately you notice the river is flowing in the normal direction that it should be, out to the ocean once again. Seems that some normalcy has been restored here. So you guys hop on the boat, and it's a pretty smooth sail back to where the river split that you guys initially took up to the forest. You guys sitting in the boat, it's an easy ride. You guys flow down this river. It's really nice. You guys look over the edge every once in a while, and you can see that there are fish swimming alongside you guys. Every once in a while, there's a couple of like beautiful fish that swim by, various colors and various sizes. But you guys float back down to the split in the river, and you guys are able to beach the boat. Once you guys beach the boat, you guys can see that the little fishing village that you guys had come across before is there just in the distance, and you guys can immediately smell sort of that rank fish smell that comes with any fishing town. And you guys can see that all of these fishermen now are pulling these nets back into their boats and back to the docks. And you can see that they are now full of fish, to where when you had left, when James was talking to you, he couldn't catch any fish. Now that there is some life brought back to the river, you guys can see that fish are being caught, and there seems to be just sort of an added air of life here. So as you guys approach this little fishing village, what would you guys like to do?
Are we still in the boat?
Yes, you are just at the point of sort of beaching the boat near the fishing village.
The fishermen that are pulling stuff in, do we notice or see that any of them are James?
Make a perception check.
Ooh.
That is a crit fail. Never mind.
Crit fail?
I'm going to go back to minding my own business.
You do not see James.
We did this, guys. It's us.
Looking at Flynn, I'm going to throw my head back and say,
Ha ha! Great catches all around. We've cleared the chaos from this land.
I'm going to miss this place, as I look back to the trees and calmly contemplate one more time the new life that my elven friends are going to get to live now.
Hey, Shreya, can you teach me how to fish sometime?
I would be more than happy to tell you what to look for. You must understand, though, that I have certain tools attached to my person that do make it
catches
easy.
fish with his face? Flynn.
I hold up my foot and I look at my boot and I look at Shreya's foot. Yeah. Maybe with this rod, and I'll reach down on the boat and pull that up.
But I can tell you what to look for. You see that there?
And I motion out toward a patch of the water where there's like movement or
Yeah.
Do you see that there? There could be, upon closer inspection, some more fish swimming in that area.
All right, do I just throw it out there right now?
Let me give you a hand.
Can I scoop up like the tail end of his fishing line and just like fly it out to that area and drop it?
Yeah, for sure. And it drops in the water.
While this is happening, I turn to Kellic and March. Are they fishing? Are we fishing now?
Hey, we've been through an ordeal. Let them have their fun.
I mean, might as well. It seems like a possible good skill to have in handy for the future.
Right. Well, are there two?
We have 2 rods, I think, right? We have a really nice one and then like an okay one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another one if you want to practice as well.
How do you do it?
Here, take this. Try it. Come back. Oma wants to... Can you grab...
Oh, how far I got? Can he call me back?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like maybe 20 feet out.
All right.
All right,
Do you always have to have a creature with wings to take your
I
line
think so.
out?
I think this is the way you do it. He's teaching us, so I'm sure this is how it's done.
I do have an open...
Right.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll grab the other one as well.
So I'm gonna fly, I guess,
boy.
2 of them out into the little spot that I think I had noticed there were fish. I don't know if there are actually fish in this area. I think
Okay.
there are fish.
Or if that spot's still
yeah.
there.
Okay, we're going to do this as sort of a 2-tiered check. So
Yeah.
the first tier of this check is going to be Shreya to see if he's dropping him in the right place. So Shreya, make a survival check for me.
Great.
Fishing episode, guys.
Oh, nice. Okay. 24.
24, nice. Okay, so I'm going to have Oma and Flynn also make survival checks. See if you guys can catch anything.
Ooh, I think I'm like actually decent at survival. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Ooh, but not with that. 10 total.
Alma's like shaking her rod. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you guys. Neither of you guys are really getting the hang of this. It's like you're pulling it back too fast and then letting it go a little bit too long, and you're just sort of keeping the hook sort of towards the surface, so it's not dropping deep enough to actually get to where the fish are.
Yeah, Shreya, I don't think there are any fish
I'm
there.
gonna call.
Try it. Do we need to like put something on the hook, or is it just like we just drag the hook and it catches the fish?
I'm gonna call back to them and say,
Steady! Oh, steadier!
and
Oh, okay.
Shreya, I don't think there are any fish there. It's okay. Sometimes you can't see fish. It's
so
fine.
not wanting them and me selfishly not wanting to look bad, I'm gonna like plunge my beak into the water and this, I don't know what I'm gonna have to roll for this, but and like try to grab some fish and just thrust them onto one of their hooks.
Okay.
So much dad energy.
Yeah. I love it so much.
What do I tell you to do? Okay.
Animal handling, or-
So you've already
It's literally
seen.
animal
Are you
fish.
trying to do it so we don't see us?
Oh,
You
yeah.
do it?
Yeah, I don't want you to see what I'm doing.
Oh,
Oh my god,
This
this
is
is
like-
the
I'm just, like,
sweetest, most
above the
adorable
water,
thing I've
just
ever
like-
heard.
okay. So you can either make animal handling, sleight of hand, or just a straight attack roll with your talents.
I'm gonna go animal handling.
Okay.
Nice.
There's like 10 different things that could have been.
Wait, no. This is a 22, not a 24. That's still good though.
Okay. Whose line are you trying to throw a fish onto?
I'm gonna.
Because at this point, you
I
can only do one.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw it onto Olma's.
Okay. Oma, you see Shreya is, flapping his wings. He's hovering over, and all of a sudden you feel a catch in your line.
I got one.
Oh my god!
I think I did. What do I do now? Wait, what do I do now?
Real, I think!
I just like drop the rod onto the ground and I start pulling
I
the line
know.
in with my hands.
Okay.
Can I be standing behind her and just like pacing? And is it possible for me to try and catch the rod that she drops just to hold it so it doesn't go overboard?
Yes. I mean, yeah, it's on the ground. March, you could pick it. You could pick it up easily.
All right, I'm gonna just pick it up and kind of just be behind her. Like, at first, I was like, "Yeah, it'd be good to have this as like a skill," but after this occurs, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. Get it." Like suddenly, very much so happy for Olma in a way that like has not been seen from March before.
Okay. Oma, you reel this fish in. You got it hooked. And you pull it in, and all of a sudden, out from the water is dangling this silver fish about a foot long.
Wow! It's like flopping back and forth in my hand. Oh my gosh! What do I do now?
Shreya, what do we do?
Hearing that, I'm gonna
Do I put it back?
swoop over, take a minute to get back there and say, look at that. Think of beauty in your hands. Have you ever tried fishing before, Ulma?
Never. It's just flopping. I'm staring at the flopping fish.
Pull the hook out of it. Put it out of its misery.
With that,
Well, how do I
with that, I'm just gonna like
Olma's a fisherman.
thrust my beak forward and spear it, and then with another, as I jerk back, I'm gonna then catch it in my hand and say,
Catching a fish on the first try is not an easy thing to do. Seems like you demonstrate a sort of natural talent for this.
Wow. Well, I am pretty good at lots of things I do.
There you go.
Is that how I'm supposed to kill it? I don't have a beak.
No,
What am I supposed to do if I...
usually a fisherman's knife will do the job of that, but I didn't know if we had one around, so, I thought it prudent to get it done quicker, rather than delay.
Right, that makes sense.
Can I actually, when he mentions the fisherman's knife and knowing that we kind of bought this boat from a fisherman, can I just like do a quick investigation around the boat to see if maybe he left anything in here, like hooks or food or fishing equipment?
Yeah.
I don't know if we did
investigation
that.
check.
Okay, I mean probably nothing there, but maybe like a knife that's like wedged in the side. Oh, it's okay. What is it? Investigation 13.
There's like 3 or 4 rusted fishing hooks in the back.
Okay,
That's about it.
damn.
March, do you think maybe I should be a fisherman now? I could live in
I was going to
Addersfeld,
suggest it.
and I could fish.
I would like to, for a moment, beam with just immense pride. Just to have like, I did not see anything that Shreya did, have no clue, but I am just like, yeah, Olma, you can do that. You can be whatever you want to. And then I'm going to kind of like, yeah, I mean, you did. That was pretty cool. That was pretty great. You can now be our fisher person.
What's a fisherman's life like? Like, would I just go home to my family in Addersfeld and then come out here every morning and fish and fish and fish and then go to the fish market and sell them all? Is that what I would do all day long, every day?
I think so.
I feel like that's probably yes. And remember,
right to me.
Alma, it's a fisher person. You don't have to be a man or a woman. You can be a fisher person. It works for everyone.
Ah, what a life that would be.
and then as I say that, I look over to Flynn and I hold out my hand, and I'm covering that with my wing, and I show him the little, like, there are a couple of cuts where I had thrust the fish onto the hook in the water, and I kind of give him a wink.
I can kind of give him a little like recognition, and I'll look back to Alma, and because I'm probably still holding the nice fishing rod, and I'll kind of just, Alma, this is for you. You're the fisher person now, so you might as well have the best equipment. And I'll hand her the nicer fishing rod.
I don't have anywhere to put this. Do I just leave it in the boat?
Yeah, actually, that's probably a good idea. But just know that it's yours, and I'll just put it down on the boat.
Cool.
All right. And you guys have beached your boat at this point, and you've sort of docked it back where James's little shed was. But looking around, you guys don't see James at all. And you guys remember when he said that he goes back to Addersfeld and sells his catch. He sort of lives in Addersfeld. So you guys look around. You see that the fishermen here are very happy with their catches now. A complete shift in tone from when you guys were here last. You guys continue on past the fishing village, and after about 20 minutes of walking, you can just see, peeking over the horizon, a large city. And as you guys approach, Flynn, Shreya, and Kellic, you guys all recognize this as Addersfeld, as you guys have all been here before. Seeing it over the horizon, for some of you, brings feelings of home and of warmth, and for others, not so much. You guys approaching see the massive walls that barricade the city within itself. You guys can see these stone monoliths on the outside that are guarding the city within. As you guys approach on this main road, you look off to the left, and you guys can see a series of farms stretching as far as the eye can see. Every once in a while, a farmhouse litters the landscape, but rolling fields of wheat and of corn occupy your entire vision. You guys look off to the right, and you guys see a bit of a different sight. Just before you get into the walls themselves, there seems to be some sort of like a city of tents out there. And as you approach it, it looks like probably a little bit more run down. It looks a little bit more makeshift. Flynn, you know this area to be a refugee camp. These are people that have been displaced by the war, especially on the war front, who have traveled this way east to try and find some sort of sanctuary. But in their haste to get out of the war front, they didn't bring very much. They didn't bring any wealth with them, so they can't actually live within the city. So they've set up this pretty huge area just outside of the walls of the city. And as more people come in and join this refugee camp, it is quickly approaching the size of the city itself. You can see tents as far as the eye can see. And Flynn and Kellic, you would both know that this is almost becoming its own separate entity here. It does not receive any aid from the government of Addersfeld. It does not receive any of the protections of the local guard there. And you guys know that there is sort of this separate economy that's beginning to build there. And as you approach, this road takes you right up against the edge of this refugee camp. And walking in, you see coming in and out of the main walls of Addersfeld, carts and horses and traders and merchants going in and out of the city, coming and going. And as you're sort of taking in the scene, you hear a bit of a scuffle off to your right. You hear yelling between a man and a woman. And looking over, you can see this one man who is holding on to what appears to be a bag of some sort, a large bag almost the size of his torso. And he's yelling at this woman on horseback. And he's yelling at her and he's saying, "You cannot take what is mine. I am not giving this to you, and this will not stand." And the woman on horseback just very calmly replies, "You will give us what you owe us, or I can't control what will happen to you." And as she hops down off of her horse, she sort of approaches him, and you can see at this point, they're both human, but she is about a foot taller than him, as she's just this huge person, almost rivaling March in her size. And she walks up to him and just stands over him, towers over him, and looks at him. And he sort of stares back defiantly. And he says, I'm going to stand my ground here. I am not giving you anything.
From these people's attire, can we tell if they're like what their status is? Does she appear to belong to some kind of organization? Is she wearing a uniform?
Yeah, so looking at them, you can see that the man there who's holding onto this bag, he is sort of in some more tattered clothes, but very standard common folk clothes, nothing too ornate. And then her, on the other hand, she is wearing some beat up leather armor. And then looking around, you can see on her horseback, she's got a couple of pouches in the back. These pouches seem to be filled with something. And looking beyond that horse, you can see 4 more horses with 4 more riders, all of them brandishing weapons. And you can see at this point there is sort of a crowd that's beginning to form around them.
So it doesn't seem like she's... Sorry, you said she's wearing leather armor, but does she have any type of insignia? Does it look like she's a guard of the city or no?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 11.
11. You see no insignia, but very clearly not the clothing or not the armor of the town guard.
Oh, I'm assuming Kellic is seeing this, so I'll kind of give him a look as we're walking and kind of nod at him and start walking towards the altercation.
I will heavily sigh as I follow behind. And do I have I imagine I have a bloody, dirty fucking rag I've used in my medical practices that I pull from my bag, and I will tie tightly around my face.
Okay.
As we approach.
As you guys approach, neither of these people are backing down. And at this point, as you guys are walking up, she immediately lunges forward and pushes him in his shoulders as he falls back onto his butt. And you can see the bag falls out of his hands and rolls off into the dirt as she begins to walk over to it.
What's yo?
Hey! Don't push him. What's going on?
What's the price?
She looks over to you and sort of dismisses you and says, "Oh, this is none of your business. You can go and head into the city if you'd like."
This man is a friend of ours, and whatever wrong he's done you, I'm sure it was an accident and was not meant to cause you any personal pain. So let me oblige you. What do you need from him?
DM, while this is happening, can I be sneaking around to look at the bags on the horse and just peek inside them?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Make a stealth check.
$18.
18. All right. So you sneak over to the horses and just sort of hiding behind one of the legs, so the other riders can't see you and she can't see you. You open up one of the bags and you can see on one side, it's almost entirely filled with copper, silver, and a few gold pieces on the top. And you go over to the other one and you open it and you can see that it's filled with rice. And there's a couple of stalks of corn in there as well. And
while this was happening, you said that the woman was walking towards the bag that had fallen off this man, correct?
Yes, as she's attempting to go over and pick it up. She turns to Kellic and says, "Oh, it's not what he owes me, personally. I don't quite care what he owes me, personally. I'm just here to collect what's due."
Right, so name the price, and I'll pay it.
It's the price for living here. It's a price that he must pay.
Yes, and I am responsible for this man, so I'll pay his fee. What's due to you and yours?
If you're responsible for him, then you must take the punishment for him not paying. And she puts her hand on her sword.
I'll step in front of Kellic.
I look down.
As I kind of walk up and I still have to have my hand on my right hand is on the hilt of my sword, still just to keep it from dragging. And I'll push down on it so it's not dragging. I'll step in front of him and I'll put my hand on my sword. I don't take kindly to bullies.
Well, neither do I. This is not a matter of payment. This is setting an example. Everyone here must pay what they owe.
Who are you? Are you part of this guard? Or are you just ruffians?
I would not call ourselves that. We keep the peace here. We make sure everything is in order, and we make sure that strangers like yourselves do not interfere.
I'm no stranger to this city. You'll know my name soon enough.
Well, that's good for you. I'm just going to take what is owed and be on our way. So,
I'll look.
Good day.
I would like to be unraveling the bag filled with money. From I'm listening to what's happening. It kind of sounds like these people are just like thugs who are extorting the people who don't have anything here. And so I'm like, whose authority are they doing this under? I don't. No, not anybody who matters. And I'm gonna try to sneakily unhook it and start handing out money. Go past where the guards are, and I want to be putting money to the people, giving back money back to the people.
Okay, cool. And as you are doing that, this woman goes over and sort of picks up this sack, and she looks to all of you, and she looks you over, and her eyes sort of pass over Kellic, pass over Shreya, and sort of settle between sort of March and Flynn. And she looks to you guys and says, "You don't understand. Look at you. Just go into the city. Leave us. What does this matter to you?"
I would like to step right up to her, practically nose to nose.
Okay.
And I'll say, "You claim to keep the peace here, but we both know that's not true. The peace is not kept by men, it's kept by the gods. And the gods have their champions, and I'm one of them. You think you can hold a candle to that? Then you go right ahead and take this man's wares. But you'll do it before the might of the gods."
Now I'm going to ask you this one time, and one time only, so I would listen. Please step back.
Quick question.
Yes.
Would Flynn know if this is a common occurrence? These people taking this stuff, would he know if they fight? Is that gonna are they gonna get kicked out of the city? What's going on here? Has Flynn ever seen this before?
So make just a straight wisdom check for me. This is outside of the walls of the city. You guys are still sort of in that outside area before the walls. And you haven't been here too often. So
18, just straight wisdom. 18.
This was a very high DC to know this. You really don't know how common of an occurrence this is, as you haven't really been out here. You do know that there is sort of they have their own system of, guards and an economy and all of these things. But you don't know exactly how common this is.
I will walk over, seeing Kellic kind of facing off against this woman. I'll walk over to the man who's on the ground, and I'll kind of help him up if he's not up already. And as I do, I'll kind of lean in and be like, "What is she taking from you? What's going on? How can we help?"
She's trying to take everything.
What's in the bag?
She comes by and she takes and I have refused to pay in the past, and she has got it out for me, because she comes by and she only takes what is required from other people, and then she comes by and she takes whatever she wants from me, and it is unfair.
Is she part of an authority? Why is she taking stuff? What does she have over you?
She thinks that she has power over all of us because they have the weapons and they have horses, and they think that they can just intimidate us.
Can I gauge this and see if it seems like, from looking at him and kind of the crowd, I'm guessing that is now definitely formed, does it seem like they are being taken advantage of, or does it seem like maybe there's more to this?
Make an insight check.
Okay. Eight.
You can't really get a read on the crowd as there's just so many faces that are now forming. Just varying in their facial expressions, but he seems to believe what he's saying, from what you can tell.
I'll finish standing him up.
Quick question.
Okay.
Is...
Yeah.
Kalik and this woman, he's still up in her face, right? So she's like very engaged with him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can sneakily slide over to the horse real quick without her noticing.
Okay, make a stealth check.
That is a 15.
15. And at this point, it's probably good to note, seeing that this sort of altercation is happening, the other 4 people on horses are beginning to surround you and make a circle around you. 14. Let me see. 15. Excuse me. Okay. You make your way up to the horse.
Great. I am going to cast. I'm going to gird myself to the ground, close my eyes, and a collage of just whispers and noises and animal shrieks just starts to mass within my brain, and I'm going to cast Speak with Animals to the horse.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good idea.
Nice. Okay. What would you like to say?
I would like to just eye gaze with it for a few moments, and then say,
The person that you steward across this world, is she a good person?
And the horse turns to you.
Epic.
And
So good.
the horse says,
Yes, she is. We are the law here.
Oh.
If
horse is
I
good,
were to try to help you,
The horse is also a dick. Fuck.
if I were to try to help you enforce this law, where could I enlist myself? What part of the city might I go to try to help your mission?
We stay in the center of the city. If you would like to help us enforce the law, then you can go there.
Have you ever heard any names of people that I could speak to in your time within the gates?
I do not speak the tongue of these people, so I don't know their
Could
names.
you describe someone that you see frequently that others tend to look up to?
and the horse bows its head and sort of ushers its head over towards the tall woman who's standing there.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've been very helpful. I will endeavor to help enforce the laws that you deem worthy.
And with that, I sort of bow to the
It
horse
bows its head.
and release the communication line.
Kalik, are you still up in this woman's face after she asked you to back off?
I sure am.
I wanted to say that
Okay.
after I helped the man up, I would have kind of like ushered him back into the crowd and I would have walked up and
Okay.
kind of
As
stood
you're-
there right next to Kalik.
As you're sort of ushering him back into the crowd, at this point, the woman sort of sighs. All right. I only ask you once. And she is going to make a shove attack against you. Kalik,
Okay.
that is going to be a Ooh. That is going to be an 18.
That'll hit.
Okay. So she pushes you, doesn't do any damage, but knocks you back 5 feet.
Okay.
Could I do something? Or
I
am I
sure.
still... Okay. When she
Actually,
does that...
I'm going to let Kellic, because this just happened to Kellic, so
Sure.
I'm going to let Kellic react.
I will
Murder!
murder. No. I will draw my sickle, and I will hold it sideways in the air, and I will drop it, and I'll say, "Do your worst. The gods protect me. Will they save you?"
I don't know if the gods are on my side or not, but I'm going to take what is here on the ground, and I'm going to leave, so...
Ostende nobis. And I will just light my bandage up on my arm, and I'll say, "Stop there. You'll not take a thing from this man, or you'll face my wrath." And my whole arm is glowing with a bright, pale light.
Okay.
Flynn would like to try and tackle the bag. Out of her hand. Just after seeing him get pushed, and he pushes him, he's going for it. He's like, I'm tackling the bag.
Actually, and also an interesting point. Olma, as you are, you're attempting to hand out gold to people. As you go, like you're trying to run up and you're trying to hand gold to people. Every person that you go up to puts their hands up and takes a step back. They're not taking the gold. So Flynn, you go up and you attempt to tackle that bag.
Let's go.
Make an attack roll. Make a grapple check.
Sure, that's gonna go great.
This is going to be against her strength, which she rolled terribly for.
Could I use my acrobatics to kind of like jump and tackle and spin the bag out of her hand, maybe?
Sure. Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Awesome, that's a lot better than...
And as he is doing this, I'm going to have everyone else roll initiative.
Man, why do I gotta roll low?
I would, if nobody's taking the gold, I would be like putting it on the ground outside of
Okay.
houses. Like, I'm not in this area. I have like started maneuvering through people, and like I'm putting it in houses. I'm putting gold everywhere.
Okay.
I rolled a 9 on my acrobatics to grab the bag out of her.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
We're getting in a fight with the police, guys. So what's happening?
Let's throw down.
I will ask, does Flynn know what the guard looks like in the town? Like, has he seen the town guard before?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it's not...
You definitely know. The town guard within Addersfeld, they have like sort of a base leather armor, but then their leather armor is sort of adorned with a couple plates of looks like probably iron.
Right, and that'd be easy to notice, right? These people clearly don't have that.
It's very, very different.
Let's fuck them up, guys.
And they're from the city, but they're taking money from the refugees.
I don't like it.
These people out here do not seem to be from within the city.
Oh, well, they're not from the center of the city?
Oh, I'm sorry, that might be a point of confusion. They are from the horse. The city that the horse described is this refugee camp.
Got it.
The horse is
Clear.
Saying that this
The horse thinks Addersfeld is the whole world.
The horse is a corrupt dick, and I'm kind of upset about it.
I don't like this horse.
That was amazing.
Chaotic evil horse. Over here.
I am the law.
I was super hoping that Shry would get something out of the horse and we'd be like, yeah, we could do this, but no.
I know I said I wanted to involve more animals, but not like that.
Not like this. Not like this.
Not like this.
Okay. I
man.
am going to get initiative here as we pull up the map.
Alma off in the corner.
Okay. Yeah. Olma is off giving gold. So Olma, what is your initiative?
14.
Oh, initiative, right.
Kellic, what's your initiative?
12.
March.
9.
Shreya.
Number 4.
And Flynn.
Really good, actually. Total of 20.
Okay. And so I'm going to say that, Flynn, your attack counts as a surprise round.
Okay.
So everyone else is surprised. And then back at the top of the initiative. So Flynn, you just tackled this bag out of her hands and you have it.
I'm gonna hold it in my right hand, and what happens? What's her reaction?
She immediately goes for her weapon.
Oh, I go for mine. And
Okay.
then,
Are you going to make an attack?
Ooh. I'm gonna take the dodge action. I'm gonna hold the bag, and then I'm gonna hold my weapon in my other hand, and I'm just gonna stand there and be like, "Get out of here! Just leave!" And that's my turn.
Okay. She's once again gonna... okay. And she's gonna reach over towards her sword, take it out, and she's gonna make a big ol' swing towards Flynn.
Bring it on, bully. So I'm at disadvantage because of dodge, but I don't have my shield on, so I'm gonna take 2 off my armor class.
Okay. That is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
Okay. She swings at you, and her sword whiffs and hits the ground. Next up is Olma.
Still handing out gold, trying to
Still
be a
handing out gold.
Robin Hood
You do-
over here.
Nobody's taking the gold.
What do they look like?
but
Yeah, I want
as
more
you-
info. Do they just look scared?
Yeah, they sort of look scared.
Like, yeah.
Make an insight check.
19.
19. As you approach, their attention goes from the guards to you, and seeing that there is gold in your hand, a little bit of, well, most of that fear is now aimed towards you.
Why are you scared of me? This is yours, isn't it?
No, just put it back and leave. We don't want any trouble.
Do they hurt you?
No,
I don't believe that.
no, oh, they. Okay.
She's lying. He or she, whoever I'm talking to.
The person that you were talking to, let me see. No, the person that you were talking to does not seem to be lying. And they say, no, they don't hurt us if we just pay.
But if you pay and pay and pay, what do they do for you?
They're here, they protect
From
us.
who?
From thieves
But they're thieves.
and people who come from within the city. But they give us protection. They fight when we can't.
It seems like they're just hurting people. She just pushed that guy over.
Only when they have to.
It shouldn't work like that.
I have no control over what they do.
There's more of you guys than them.
But they have the weapons. And we don't want to cause any violence.
Do the people around her, her, seem to agree?
Yeah. Looking around, you can see that the people that you're talking to right now, generally, like of the group that you're looking around at, generally have like some nicer clothes. They seem to be, for the most part, a little bit like fuller, a little bit more full than everyone else. Looking around at, especially sort of the people on the opposite side of this circle that's now formed, seem to have much more weathered clothes and seem to be a lot
I'm gonna make my way
skinnier.
to them.
Okay.
Do they appear different in any other way other than the appearance of their clothes? Do they look like that they come from different places? And that they're different
No.
species? No?
No, everyone's
Okay,
human.
I will be making my way stealthily through the crowd to the other group of people.
Okay.
And I can use my whole like movement action to get there.
Okay. I'm gonna rule that
Sure.
that conversation was
Sure.
an action. Okay. So the other crowd is the other definitively different group of people is now just about 20 feet away. Okay, is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. Next up in the initiative, we have Kellic, who was actually just pushed 5 feet back.
Okay. Well, I would like to approach my new best friend.
Okay.
And I'm going to... I'm gonna do some stuff. Let me just look at what this is. Okay. I'm going to place my lit up arm on her sternum, look her dead in the eye, and cast Inflict Wounds. Sikabitur.
Oh shit. Oh.
Okay.
Oh god.
So that's a to hit. Let's see if we hit. Dirty Spice, that's in dirty 20.
Boom.
Oh god, yeah, that for sure hits.
Okay, that is Wait, really? Is that how that works? Okay. That is 18 points of necrotic damage. So
Holy.
Oh, no.
the glowing bandage on my arm sort of like spreads out as like ashes like well up within it, and this orange glow pours from my hand onto her chest, and it kind of evaporates. Like you don't even see it until it starts to like flicker out of her ears and mouth and the sides, the corners of her eyes, as she is filled with burning spectral ash.
And you can see that there's like you can hear and at this point probably smell the insides of her are frying as she drops to the ground dead.
I'm gonna open back up the connection of speech to the horse. And I'm gonna say,
Have you ever longed for something more than the worlds of men?
Holy shit, she just died.
Yes, it's unfortunate. Your master is dead. But your life does not have to end with her. I know of a place
What is this?
where you can be free.
and with that, I'm gonna describe like all of the beauty of my ancestral homeland, and then say,
Go find that place. Start your life anew.
Okay. Next up in the initiative is March.
Oh shit. This is the best thing that's happened in so long.
That was metal. I love it. Kelly just looking at just like
Kelly, are you taking after Oma? What is going on?
yeah.
I don't like this kind of shit. I'm not here for that.
March has been quiet through this entire ordeal. I've just been kind of observing, looking around, not being stoked on whatever this chick is. And I had, for a moment there, was gonna go ape on this woman and lose my mind. But then sees that Calyx just got it handled just fine, so kind of do a shrug. And I would like to tell the man. I assume the man is the orange, right?
No, he's just standing there with you. I don't have him on the map right now.
Oh, okay. Who's the orange dot on the map?
Oh, I'm sorry. We have an extra dot.
Okay.
It's Farlane. He's
It's
been
Farlane.
playing with
We
us.
dragged him with.
Farlane, go attack.
In that
okay,
case,
so,
yes, he is the orange.
okay, so the man though is in between Shreya and myself. Is that correct?
He's sort of laying sort of next to you. And then
Okay,
Shry
but-
is sort of off to the side there.
I'm close to him in a sense that if needed, I could.
Yeah,
Grab.
you're within 5 feet.
Okay, then I'm going to hold an action, and the only thing I'm going to do is look to the right, to the guy to my right, and then to the left, to the guy to my left, and just kind of, in a slightly cocky kind of shrug shoulders tone, go, anybody else? And hold my action.
Okay. Next up, 2 of these riders are going to attack. Just completely go on a frenzy here. You can see, so the one off to your guys' left over here, on horseback, rides up, and you can see he's got a huge warhammer, very similar to what March has. And he's going to run up and he's going to try and take a swing at Kellic. And that is going to be a 12 to hit.
Does not hit. I'm able to,
Okay.
to block that with my shield.
Okay. He swings around and does not make contact, but then using the momentum, sort of carries the warhammer over his head and makes another swing. And that is going to be a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. That's going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the other rider off to your right is going to ride her horse about 10 feet forward. She's going to try and ride past Flynn, but you can see she's got this this chain in her grasp, and there's like a hook on the end of it, and she's swinging it around her head, sort of like a lasso. And so she's going to try and maintain her distance as she rides past Flynn. She's going to swing this thing around and aim it right at Flynn. That is going to be...
So I'm still dodging. I don't know if dodge lasts the whole time, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
It lasts your whole turn.
Yes, advantage.
Okay. Except she is not going to attack you.
Yeah.
She is trying to use her chain to try and disarm you.
Of course.
That is going to be a contested strength versus your, or her athletics versus your acrobatics.
Cool.
I also have a question. What was March holding her action for? Because she looked at that guy on the left that attacked.
Oh yeah. So March, what were you holding for? What was your cue?
That's a really good question.
I think you were protecting this guy on the ground. So
yeah, my
was
main
it like
thing was
if
to protect
anyone
the guy
comes
on
up?
the ground. I was more worried that somebody was going to go after him, and I'm not particularly worried about Kalik anymore because it turns out he likes to fry people from the inside out.
Okay.
So yeah, my main thing is I'm still facing, so I'm seeing what's happening, but I'm really more concerned about anybody trying to go after this dude.
Okay. Cool. All right. So Flynn, what was that athletics?
Acrobatics for me, right?
Or, I'm sorry, yeah, acrobatics.
Okay. 16.
Ooh. I'm having her roll at disadvantage because you took the dodge action. But she still rolled a dirty 20.
Okay.
Dang.
So that chain swings around and it makes contact with your wrist and it sort of digs in, doesn't do any damage. But as she yanks it back, your sword is thrown from your hand down off to the ground.
Oh, she takes the sword out, not the bag.
Yeah, she takes your weapon.
Oh, okay.
She
Is
takes
she
your weapon.
riding away or something, or is the crowd?
Yeah, and then
keeping-
she's gonna continue to ride up this way.
Okay.
Just sort of doing a little bit of a drive-by there.
And just so I know, my weapon
Yeah.
is now attached to this chain.
No, it just got thrown from your person. It
Okay.
is now just on the ground.
Okay, got it.
Your wrist is, and then as soon as the sword was thrown from you, your wrist is free of the chain. She did not keep hold of that.
Got it.
Okay. That was their turn. Next up, Shreya. You just told this horse to be
So basically, I realized that I jumped out of order in the
Yeah.
initiative, and that
all good.
like you're saying, like you ruled before, like that conversation will have been an action between me and the horse.
Okay. Yeah.
And other than that, I'm gonna just lean my hand on my staff and just start the process of charging it up.
Okay. Nice. Next up, these other two riders are going to run up. And this one is going to try and run up and with his sword take a swing at Shreya.
Boy.
That is going to be
That
a 12 to
hits.
hit. That hits.
Oof.
All right. That is 5 points of slashing
Owie.
damage to Shreya. And this other one is going to try and run up to March. And he's got sort of actually, he's going to be staying 10 feet away since he has a pole arm. So he's going to run up to March, and from 10 feet away, he's going to try and take a swing. That is 15 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Takes a swing and completely whiffs. Okay, that is their turn. Flynn, we're at the top of the initiative.
Yeah, so I was standing in front of a woman that was very much alive a second ago, and then all of a sudden she burst into flames from her insides. So Flynn's probably like, ah! Shit, Kalik! Okay, I guess we're doing this. And then I was completely distracted by the death in front of me. So that probably is why my weapon got ripped out of my hand. Like, oh, okay. And I'll run over and I'll grab my sword, and I'll kind of move up a little bit to the one that is now facing off with Kalik, and I'll attack.
Okay. Okay, roll your attack.
Got it. Okay, so roll it 2. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Does
probably not
it
gonna hit.
9 hit?
No, it does not.
And then I'll just kind of stand there, facing off, like, kind of shocked, but I'm still holding onto the bag, and I'm still holding onto my sword now, and I'm just ready to fight.
Halfling misfortune.
Okay, yeah. So that, you went up and you picked up your sword off the ground. Just
Yeah. I picked my sword up,
Making a point of
I
that.
said all that
Okay,
stuff, and then I
perfect.
ran over to the one that's now
Perfect.
attacking. I tried to swing at it, but I'm still kind of shook. I guess we're fighting that way now. So,
okay. Next up on the initiative, she is dead, so she doesn't get a turn. Alma.
Yeah, so I'm going to use actually all 30 of my movement because I want to get like in the middle of that crowd of
Okay.
people. Still, like, I guess if I'm sneaking, I don't know, I'm being careful. I'm maneuvering through people. I don't want this person on the horse to see me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, this rider right here, their attention is very much on the fight.
Figured. Okay.
So yeah, you can move freely.
Great. So I want to be in the middle of the crowd that looks a little bit more abused, I would say, than the other crowd.
Okay.
And I want to... Well, I see what's happening over there, but... I see Kellic touch someone and she dropped. And I'm just like a little shocked, but I'm going to let them take care of that. And I'm going to try to stay out of it. And I want to starting to hand out the money over there.
Okay. So you begin to hand out the money, and some people over here take it. They take it from you, but they don't take, like, they're not trying to grasp for it.
Yes.
You look over and you hand a pile of silver pieces over to one woman, and she takes it. She looks down at it, and she turns around and she starts like rationing it off to people.
Yeah, that's what
and
I
then
want
you do that to you take another pile of copper pieces over to someone else, and you see he does the exact same thing. He takes it and he sort of counts it, and then he begins rationing it off to people. Doesn't seem like a doesn't seem like a frantic
Great.
money grab.
We don't want that. So
Seems
I'm going
very
to continue.
organized.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to hand out in that way. And while I'm doing that, I would like to ask, what's happening here?
And the man who you were just handing copper to leans forward and he says, do you know those people?
Yeah, they're my friends.
You have to tell them to stop. What are they doing?
Why? What's going on? I don't know.
Why do you come and attack?
I'm not attacking. I'm giving you back what's yours. What's happening here?
They're the collectors. They come by and they collect from those who have too much and distribute it.
Then why did they kick that man over?
He's an ass. He hoards way too much. And he has a history. He takes from other people and he doesn't give his fair share.
And
he gets what he deserves.
But what do they use the money for?
They don't use the money. They distribute it among us.
That doesn't make any sense. People usually take money and they do something with it, or they hoard it. They had this giant bag of money. What? I don't understand.
Yes, they take it back to the center of town, and they divide it up and they distribute it evenly. Right now, they're just collecting before they distribute it.
Well, then why did they want to hurt my friends?
Your friends were interfering with their process.
She wouldn't even talk and explain what she was doing before she immediately pulled out her sword and was like, "I'm going to kill you."
Look at your friends
way.
over there. Look at the armor that they're wearing. Look at the weapons that they have.
They
You
weren't
are all
pulling their
obviously
weapons out.
of much higher means. How could you understand what we're going through?
We're trying to.
No, you came in and you tried to completely throw a wrench in the process.
I came here to get the money to give back to you. That's what I'm doing here.
We have much more organized ways of doing this. We've been doing this for a while.
I don't understand. I'm just gonna hand him the whole bag and let him deal with it.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna drop my hand and I'm gonna turn around and just say, "Guys, I think we should stop.
Oh, wait for that.
I think we're misunderstanding everything. Can we just ask some questions, please?" And that's my turn.
Okay. All right. That was almost turn. Next up is Kellic. With the smell of singed brains still filling your nostrils.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
We
I
can
hope that
stop.
lingers for a while.
I'm gonna cast Bane on these three guys around
Not
us.
even acknowledging what I'm saying.
I can't. Do I hear Olma say this?
Yeah, you would hear her.
What did
you would hear her
What
say?
did you
it, yeah.
say exactly?
I said, "Guys, I think we should stop. I think we're misunderstanding the situation. We should ask some questions and talk it out."
I'm gonna cast Bane.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's a whiz save. Or sorry, I believe it is. A charisma save.
On the
charisma
three
save.
guys closest to you?
Yeah, these three guys in front of us.
Okay. They do not have high charisma.
The ability to.
A 4, a 7, and a 10.
That all fails.
Okay.
Yep. There's some orange embers a flickering about as we go here.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Next up is March.
I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
A, what is Bane? And how intense is this? Like, what is occurring right now to these 3 fine, wonderful individuals?
It's a 1d4 subtraction to their attack rolls and I believe saving throws. So it just means they can't do what they would like to do as well as they would like to do it.
Love that. Next question is for DM. I don't know if this is an option in any way or at all possible, and it's fine if it's not. Am I in any way able to move in between these two dudes that are up by Kalek? Am I able to move in between them? And if so, if I were to attempt to do a Warhammer move, can I do one around my head so it tries to hit both of them? I realize it's very ambitious and ridiculous of me, but I'm curious.
You only have one attack at the moment, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta pick one.
I don't wanna. Sorry.
The one's closer to the guy, I guess, that we just... Well, we don't know that he's an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. In that case, then what I'm going to do is, since in no way,
stop.
Yeah.
In no way am I that worried about Kalek anymore, because, that happened. I'm going to kind of have had a moment of hearing Ulma and be like, yeah, we probably should. Anyway, and then move forward 5 feet directly in front of me so that I can do a Warhammer strike at this guy.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
Let's try. 17.
17 hits, yeah.
Okay. That's going to be 12 of bludgeoning.
Okay. You run up, and this guy's still on horseback, and you take a massive swing, and it makes contact right in the middle of his chest, and he is completely dismounted off of this horse and falls back onto the ground unconscious.
Okay. I didn't want to hit. Yeah, I didn't want to hit the horse. I'm like sorry.
Yeah,
horse.
you may.
I just want to hit him off.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That's pretty much it. And then I'm just gonna put myself in the defensive position.
Okay. Next up on the initiative. So the woman with the chain. Let's see, where am I? The woman with the chain. She is going to ride up with her horse very quickly over towards Kalek, jump off of her horse, grab into her bag a healing potion, and kneel down next to the woman who was killed. And she's going to try and administer a healing potion, which she does. And so the woman who is now on the ground is stabilized. She's still very unconscious, but is stabilized. With that, next up in the initiative, interestingly enough, is the refugee camp. So you look around at this point, and you can see over towards where Ulma was initially, the people who are a little bit more well off at this point. Every time, when March landed that hit, they got excited. They were into it. When Kalek fried this woman in front of him, they were cheering. They were into it. And then you look over towards where Ulma is now, currently, where the people who aren't very well off are. And you can see at this point, they seem to be getting angry, and some of them reach down and grab rocks and start chucking rocks at you guys. And you can hear from the back, "Boo! Boo!" And that's where we're going to end this session.
Oh,
we're going to call it right there.
All right.
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun with that one. I know I did. And we can't wait to see you guys all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Ethan. Thank you guys so much for listening to that episode of Venture Forth. We had a ton of fun making it, so I hope you guys had some fun listening to it as well. We are on a whole bunch of social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and we're also on Patreon. So if you guys want to help us out, keep this thing going, we would be so grateful if you guys headed over to our Patreon and just checked it out. We've got a couple of great different tiers on there that gets you some really cool stuff, from like shout outs to creating an NPC and a monster with me that will actually appear on the podcast. So if you guys want to go check that out, please feel free to. And thank you guys so much again for listening. We can't wait to see you all next week. Bye.